Seriously.
Jimmy, how it feel to find the end zone with that?
Felt great. Cool to do it when we really needed it, and to be on Thanksgiving. I love scoring, so I appreciate every one of them. So.
How badly did this team need a win, and did it also help to have this weekend off?
Yeah, I think the last 3 games have come down to the wire, and guys have really been battling, so to learn from those other close ones, and then to have another chance to put a game away, and then have the guys go down 18 plays and to seal the game is the growth you want and the growth you want to see, and to do it on Thanksgiving, and then to go and have these days was big. Obviously playing 2 games in 4 days is tough on anybody, and especially when you're as old as me. So the weekend was great.
Jimmy, no player ever likes to think about getting to this stage in your career where you're getting. You just brought up how old you are. You're kind of getting toward the end. How do you process, given the height that you've played at for so long, a season like this where you're not getting the ball a lot, you're not playing a lot? How do you, how does that sit with you? How do you get through a season like that?
I just focus on what I can control, and what I can control is how I affect the guys in my room, the guys on offense, and bring the juice for the guys on defense. I think that I'll always be a leader in that aspect. My ability to share the knowledge that I've been given to pass it on to Cole, and pass it on to our young guys, pass it on to Moon, pass it on to our young quarterback, and it's something that I take pride in. So I do take pride in a lot of that, and obviously, we kind of all come to that road, and where we got to prioritize some more things, and so for me, I just live in the moment, and try to be the player and leader that I am, with focusing on my guys, and I've always been about winning. So that's in the end, that's all I've ever cared about, and so just scratching and clawing to try to put some games together, and now focus on Arizona.
The way that you winced when I asked you that, I didn't mean the question to be disrespectful in any way.
It's all good.
It's something that great players in every sport hit at some point. When you get into your 30s, you have to be able to reckon with your physical skills not being what they were, and your opportunity maybe not being what it was. Is it still enjoyable for you every day?
Yeah. I mean, it's a true blessing to be, in this league for 12 years. With that last touchdown, I heard I passed Reggie Wayne for the all-time touchdown leader for the University of Miami. So, to me, that's unbelievable. To be a part of a legacy like that at the U, and to pass Reggie is unheard of. For myself, a guy who was playing basketball and was given an opportunity, and I think I took the most of the opportunity. So I don't really reflect on a lot of those things, because I just live game to game, day to day. I think it'll be something that I reflect back on once it's finally over for me, and I can look back at all the people I played with, all the memories I had, and all the games I helped win. So right now I just focusing on myself, my guys, and my body, just make sure I'm available when my numbers call.
You seem like you're reasonably comfortable, maybe not enjoying or happy or whatever, but you seem comfortable with where you're at right now. You seem comfortable with the phase of your career that you're in, and mentoring a guy like Cole. I mean, have you found parts of being the older guy in the room that you like, that are fulfilling?
Yeah, especially when you got a room like I do. When you got a young guy like Jesper. You got J.P. Holtz, Cole, and Jesse James. I think we have such a special group, and then I have one of the best tight end coaches in the league, in Clancy. He's coached a lot of ball. He's won Super Bowls, and he's been around the block. So when you combine all those things in one room, I think the one thing that this team and my guys have done is give complete effort each and every game on whatever's asked from us. We all take pride in the run game, pass protection, And, we all, hold each other to a pretty high standard. We've got a lot of experience in the room with me and Jesse, and, we've got a lot of young guys who have a bright future ahead of them. So, to be a part of that, I remember the people that, helped me get to where I'm at today. The Jeremy Shockeys, the David Thomases, the Daniel Graham, Ben, it goes on and on. And even Marcus Colson, he's a big part of that. And so, they helped me out more than anyone, teaching me what I needed to learn, especially when I didn't even know the game. I remember my first year in the NFL, I was still trying to figure out what outside edge meant, outside edge of what. So, to 12 years later, be given so much advice on defenses, fronts, especially coverages and route running is, I do take a lot of pride now.
How do you think? How do you think you'll know when it's time for you to move on to something else? I mean, you're somebody that probably could do a lot of other things.
Yeah.
How do you think you'll feel that out, or what will your process be to figure out what's next for you in life?
Yeah, I've set a lot of things up for myself, obviously off the field, with the flying and building homes and doing all kinds of business. But for me, I've been chasing the ring for a long time, and actively chasing it, from many decisions that I've made that were well less about money and more about the ring. So, I've been on some great teams, and I've made runs and so for me, I don't know if I'll ever be satisfied with it, if I'm not carrying, some type of hardware after all the work and after all the dedication. I've given a lot, to get to the point that I'm at today. But, I don't know, probably, I'm sure my body will let me know, and, I'm sure the league will let me know because, nobody want me on their team.
Did you feel like you were chasing a ring coming here? It was not great here when you signed.
Yeah, you got to look at what 2 years ago, they went on a run that's pretty special. So I got to see a lot of that, and to be a part of that. And I know what wins games, which is defense and special teams, and a team dedicated to run the ball. And I know we had some really good young backs. And so, yeah, there's a lot of upside. You could say the same when I made a decision to go to Green Bay, we struggled for 2 years on offense. We fired Mike McCarthy my first year there, and that was very difficult. So, you just never know. Sometimes it's timing, and sometimes, you got to pick and choose as you have, and I have done that. But, I don't regret anything I've ever done or any decision I've ever made in this league. I'm blessed to be here, a part of this team, a part of these guys, and a part of this franchise.
You talked about learning the game and then playing basketball. I think you played, 1 year of college football?
6 months.
What was your expectations for yourself when you entered the league? Were you just hoping to make the team? Did you want to become a perennial Pro Bowler? At what point did you realize that you have a chance at the Hall of Fame, basically?
Me, I just wanted to give everything I had, and I know in doing that I would have no regrets. It was one of these things where I remember after my rookie year, Jeremy Shockey took me out to eat, and he told me, this is going to be your team now. And I was like, what? I don't think I'd played more than 40 snaps in a game before then. So that's one of the reasons I became a pilot. I went right to flight school a week later to stay focused, so that I wasn't, on vacations. I was just working out and going to flight school. It just helped me to, have a reason to stay sharp and to not, do all the other dumb stuff you can do whenever you live in Miami. So I've been doing that for a decade now, and the next year ended up being all pro. So I think a lot of it was really the people around me who helped me get there, guys like Drew Brees, guys like Sean Payton, who saw a lot in me when I was pretty raw. And then, obviously, just a extreme focus and dedication, and, that has, really controlled my life for a long time. So I know in the end, I'll have no regrets because, I haven't been on vacation in 7 years. I truly have sacrificed everything, and I know on my Instagram everybody sees me flying a lot, but that's no light affair, and the rest of it's all football.
Yeah. Cole admitted last week that it became hard to focus, and it was tough, is the word he used, getting ready for that game against the Lions. As a leader in that room, and on the team, what was your role in kind of refocusing? And it seemed like that's what Wednesday was really all about with George McCaskey talking to you guys. How did that all play out for you?
Yeah, obviously pretty special. When you have ownership come down and address the team and talk about, what's real and what's not. Especially when the team is a very young team, so at times can maybe be distracted here and there. I'm pretty set in my routine, and I don't really read anything that anybody writes. And so I was very impressionable upon that, and understood how special that was, because that's not normal, and we really appreciated that going into such an environment as Thursday, and myself was really just making sure that my guys were focused, and making sure that my guys understood what type of game this was going to be, for the Lions. It was going to be a playoff Super Bowl game for them, and that they were going to play the game hard and come downhill and hit people in the mouth. So just making sure that we all knew what it was about and ready to go. And Andy was a big part of that as well. I remember Andy said, he came to the guys in my room and said, "Hey, let's bring the juice early in the game. Let's bring the juice in warm-ups even, making sure that, guys are ready and guys, understood what this is about."
You mentioned when Mike McCarthy got let go in the season when you were there. If I remember right, I think the first game was here actually against the Bears. Anyway, just what was that experience like, having to go through that mid-season? What kind of effect did that have?
Yeah, well, that was actually the first game was in Lambeau, and that's when Aaron did the whole thing at halftime and then came out and scored all those points. I never experienced it, obviously. It was my first year there, so they've been together, I believe, about 16 years or something like that. And one of my reasons for going there, besides Aaron, was because they had all been together so long, so I saw stability in that, and was chasing all that, and ended up being not so within 10 games. So it was obviously difficult. I ended up getting hurt as well, kind of that 10th game, and shattered my thumb in 3 pieces. So had to make a decision to keep playing or not, and I had to, because that's just the idiot that I am. So I was out there with a cast plan, but yeah, it was not great. Thank you.
Thanks, Jimmy. said that. You really?
Damn.
I didn't notice anything like that.
Bright lights.
He's got a meeting in 9 minutes, so.
I won't ask you that.
No more small talk.
Larry,
Ben just said he's.
Dang, shot. Okay, what? Dang, that's how we feel? Roll Tide, though.
Andy, what was it like to have the team chairman, the owner, George McCaskey, come out and address you guys, and what did it mean to the team?
I feel like it was huge. You know, it was a lot of distractions that week. A lot of stuff that was going on in the media, I guess. But for him to just come and clear it up, you know, just give us a better understanding of what was really going on. I feel like everyone appreciated it.
Were you able to ask questions during that, or was it just kind of like an address and thank you very much?
Yeah, it was just that. Yeah, that's simple.
I feel like it's a different vibe in here than this week after the win and after you guys are kind of past those.
Yeah, yeah, the energy is high. You know, everyone's up. You know, I mean, I feel like, you know, we know that it's time to turn this thing around. We have a good chance. We just got to continue to go week in, week out, and come out there and play like we know we're able to play, and just get over that hump.
Matt's been your coach for pretty much your whole NFL career, but your first year. What's it been like for you watching him over the past week or so, dealing with everything that was going on?
I mean, it shows resilience, you know, and for me looking in, you know, I just don't like the outside stuff that's going on, you know, all the booing and all the stuff that I see in social media, his son's game, you know, that type of stuff. I feel like it got to be tough, but for him to come in and still lead us and, you know, not show any signs of weakness or letting that affect him, that says a lot about him and his character. And, you know, for us, for him to be our leader, just to follow behind what he's doing. So I feel like it's tough, but, you know, he's handling the situation very well.
What does it feel like from a player perspective when those, you know, the fire Nagy chants are going on, or the booing, as you said? What does that do to you guys?
I mean, we hate it, honestly. And like the fans gotta understand that doesn't help anything. You know, y'all want us to play better, do better. That's not helping. You know what I mean? When y'all sitting up there and chanting that. But you know, I get it. You know, the frustration. You know, Lone Life Bears fans been going through this for a long, long time, so I understand it. But it's not helping the situation. You know, I feel like it's just making it worse. But for us, this time like I said, we just continue to rally around each other and, you know, look upon ourselves to get this thing turned around and block out all outside noise.
What do you feel like a win this week against a really good Arizona Cardinals team could do to continue, you know, turning this thing around like you said?
It's huge. It's huge, man, and especially for them to come here, get this win at home. I feel like it's huge. You know, we know how the season's been going. You know, it's no secret to that. So we just want to continue to go in week out, week in, week out. Just that 1-0 mindset. You know, go out there and play out the ball we able to play. You know, make plays and you know, just trying to get this thing turned around, man. And you know, we got over that hump, got this one win, and now we just got to continue to stack them.
Technically, you guys are only one game back in the last playoff spot. Is that something you guys notice, and does that give you extra motivation now that you've come out of this losing streak?
Me personally, I haven't looked into it. I just know we're not out of it. So just to keep that in the back of our mind, like, you know, right now it's playoff ball for us. You know, we go out, we went out. You know, it's a lot of good things ahead. And like I said, we got the guys in the locker room. We got the coaches. We just got to continue to just go out there and let it show on the field week in, week out.
What's the toughest thing about facing someone like Kyler Murray with his legs and his arms? I mean, I know you guys have faced quarterbacks like that before, but he's having a really good year, assuming he's back.
Just basically he can extend plays and he can make a lot of throws. So for us in the back end and in the rush, we got to contain him in the rush. In the back end, we got to cover a little longer. You know, there's going to be a lot of scramble drills, so we just got to keep our eyes on our man.
Khalil's obviously on IR. He's been out for a little bit. You were out for a little bit. This defense at times with the players looks a lot different than it's looked in past years. Did you take it upon yourself at all last week to address the guys or talk to guys? Or how is your kind of leadership role played in past week, just because there was so many different guys out there?
Just going out there and just remind everybody, let's have fun. You know, just get our swagger back. You know, Coach Nagy used to always have this saying to just be you. You know, just telling guys, man, let's just be us. Let's go out there and play our ball, block out all the outside noise. Don't nothing matter but everybody in this huddle. You know, for the defense, I feel like this week, you know, we gave up 2 touchdowns on some plays, but we were still having fun. You know, and that was just the message during the game. Like, y'all having fun. You know, going in there, y'all having fun. Like, nobody seemed like we having fun. You know, put a smile on your face. It's not over. So, you know, it was no doubt in our mind that we wasn't going to win that game. So, and me just bringing the presence like that, just the energy, you know, the character, and just, you know, flying around, making sure everybody's comfortable, being in sync, you know, in the back end, and trying not to let the things happen the week before against Baltimore happen, you know, finish the game strong.
We got one more quick one.
based on what you were saying about the booing with Nagy and all that, I mean, it sounds, and you're not the only one, it sounds like a lot of you guys are still very supportive of him. Do you feel like in the position that you're in, that you're kind of playing for him to save his job at this point?
I feel like we playing for each other. You know, Coach Nagy, this is a team effort. You know, Coach Nagy had our back since the first day he walked in here, so I feel like we owe it to him. And I feel like a lot of players feel the same way, that we owe it to him. And we owe it to Chicago to go out here and play our best ball. And like I said, it's tough. You know what I mean? Even though nobody's going to show it, but I'm pretty sure, like, that's like we come to your job and boo you every day or whatever the case may be. You going to feel some type of way, just like the fans. Like, we come to y'all job and boo y'all at what y'all doing, how y'all going to feel about it. You know what I mean? So